into your space physically and mentally. We'll start that bit of mindful movement so that you can start to figure out where your body is this morning. Let's drift the shoulders up towards the ears. In breath, roll them back and down. Out breath. Deciding just how much roll you need or how little you might need. If you'd like a few more, you're welcome to continue. If you're ready to settle in, we'll let those shoulders drop away. Ears rising. Allow those eyes to close or keep them open in a steady gaze, whatever might help you best to tune in and tune out. Again, that embodiment practice, noticing the ground supporting you from your feet up towards your seat. And where do you find the balance points? Can you find the centeredness of your sit bones? Versus one feeling a little heavier than the other. You might have to rock a bit side to side or pull some of that flesh out a little. From that ground support, we're rising up from the tailbone all the way to the top of the head. And then let the chin just rest down a bit. And then find some ease in your low back. Let's pick up on the senses around us, the sounds from maybe outside of your space. The sounds from maybe inside your space. Sensation of the air flowing in and out the tips of the nostrils. You may notice the coolness as it drifts to the back of the throat. Little ways you can pick up on mindfulness throughout the day, things you might not notice. Let's find a breath practice this morning, a breath awareness. So next time you breathe in 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll pause at the top. 1, 2. Breathing out 1, 2, 3, 4. A pause at the bottom. 1, 2. Return to your inhale. 4 counts in. 2 count gap. 4 counts out. 2 count gap. If that gap feels too long, just take it down to 1. One more cycle. And you exhale, just let go of that rhythm. Notice how it made you feel and appreciate that healing, something you can use later. All right, let's bring the palms together. What I did for intention setting. So your palms can be in your lap, or they can be together. How might you show up today towards yourself, towards those around you, or towards this planet that we're all on together? Meet me in the middle with the palms together if they're not there already. Spread those elbows out, spread the fingers wide. A little bit of pressure as we rise up to the crown. Let's lift it up towards the sky. A little bit of pressure remains. And when it feels best to let the arms separate, let them go. Cactus arms. 2 more cycles. Last one. back to center, palms meeting in the center, elbows out, rising up. Let go of that effort. Let's clasp those hands and find the figure eight. Really make it about your wrist here. Rolling those wrists. Alright, pause, and we'll head the other direction. Alright, keep the hands clasped. We're going to exhale, round those little wings out, your shoulder blades, let the head drop. If it feels okay, flip those hands outward and upward and stopping wherever the range of your shoulders permits you. Exhale, we're going to round down. Inhale, hands to belly, open up that chest. Good. Two more, exhale. Inhale, press it out to up. Exhale, reflip back down. Hands to belly, in breath. Last one, quiet. Back with hands to belly. Alright, the shoulders roll up. I'm going to take your right hand towards your heart space. Left hand can just rest on your thigh. On your next in-breath, we're going to roll that hand across, slide it across. Open the gaze to the right. Send it back across, gaze left. Inhale back across, gaze right. Back to the left. Send that right hand out. Take the left hand down to the floor beside you and take that right arm up and over. Let the gaze fall towards the left, down towards the left. Send your right sit bone down for one more breath. Find space in the upper body. And exhale, push the floor away, send that right hand to the outside of the left thigh. And we're just going to sit in that twist or that rotation. From the center of your shoulder, collarbones, can you send the space open to the tips of your shoulders? Breathe into your right side gills if you have them. And then we'll meet back in the center. That whole series on the left side now. So left hand to your right chest space. Slide it across, open left. Slide it back across, gaze right. Two more. And up left. We're going to pause there. Send your right hand down to the floor beside your right hip. And start to take that left arm towards the sky. Your gaze down towards the right. You can always have this top hand just right on your thigh or your hip. Press the floor a little bit away from you. Send your right sit bone down to breathe in one more time to that upside body. And then exhale, push the floor away. Take that hand, left hand to the outside of your right hip or thigh. And now you're into that right twist. Space from the collarbones out to the tips of the shoulders. Create a little bit more space. And we're going to breathe into your left side gills if you have them. And then we'll meet back in the center. All right, make some little adjustments. We got one more here before we transition. Let's reach the right arm up. Pat yourself on the back, kind of in between two positions. Take your left hand to the right elbow, and if that doesn't feel good, just don't, strain the shoulder. And then we're going to head off towards the left. You could do this without one arm. One more breath, breathe into those right side gills. And then we'll exhale, retreat back to center, release. Rock to the other side, so reach the left arm up, bend that elbow. Take hold of the elbow with your right hand, inhale up and exhale over. And you could, just do a simple side bend if that left shoulder doesn't feel great. One more breath into those left side gills. Exhale, meet back up in the center, release. All right, let's transition. You're either heading to your hands and knees or onto your back if going to put weight on the hands doesn't feel great today, or whatever. And if you aren't going to the floor, you can put your hands on the table, that's your surface, okay? Or actually if you're seated, we're going through our hip swivels, so you can do them there too. All right, so knees are a little bit wide if you're with me on the floor here. And we're gonna start to head it around in hip swivels. If you're on your back, the same thing, you're just making little circles with your back. And if you're seated in the chair, you're just doing it with your hips. All variety of folks here today. Find a breath that you can match to your movement. Start to make it a little smaller and a little smaller until we end up in the center, wherever that is for you. And then we'll head the other direction. And then we'll find our way back to center. Bring the knees back in a little bit more narrow. Let's plant those hands back. We're going to take one leg all the way back. I want you to stretch it until your foot plants down. You're on your back. Right knee is to your chest and left leg is out straight. Let's do those plank warm-ups if you're with me on the hands. So we're going to shift forward. In breath, out breath, you're going to shift back. You're on your back. You're going to flex those feet on one breath and point them on the next. Still that mindful movement, just a different viewpoint. Right, next time we stretch back into the heel or you're reaching through your heels, pause there, push the floor away from you, full breath in and out. Great, we'll come back through center. If those wrists need a bit of a shake out, you're welcome to. Before we head to the other side. Plant those hands down. We're going to reach that leg all the way out until it's planted. We'll take that shift forward, in breath, out breath as we come back. Same kind of motions if you're on your back. Flexing and pointing the feet. Next time we head back into the heel, let's pause there. If you're on your hands, push the floor away from you. Actually, even if you're on your back, push the floor away from you. Alright, we'll come back through center, open up the knees wide, take child's puppy dog or kneeling, or if you're on your back, we're going to do one more version here. You can bring your knees to your chest. And that'll be your reverse child's. Wherever you've landed, full breath in, let your belly expand, exhale, mouth open. Alright, and we'll slowly start to bring it back to hands and knees, or if you're on your back reverse team, we're going to go through your jog. Spread the hands wide, take the back leg, left leg back. All right, I'll show the version. It's going to be dead bug if you're on your back. Lift the back leg, reach the right arm forward. Let's do this. I haven't done this in a while. We're going to tap the finger and the toe down, and then back up on your inhale. So we're staying on one side. Switch back, keep going if you're there. So it would look something like this. If you're on your back. A little mind trickery there. All right. I have no idea where you are in the count, so maybe one more. I'm feeling that's probably about 5. And once you get there, let's hold at the top. So you're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We meet back down. Give those wrists a little shake out if they need it, if you were putting some weight on them. And then we're off to the other side. If you're in this hand-planted version, spread those fingers wide. Take the right leg back. Lift that leg up, lift the opposite arm in a kind of a diagonal lie off the corner of your mat. And then you're going to tap down. Exhale, inhale, lift. Do that alternate version if you're on your back. It's 5 times total. Next time we land and we're reaching, let's pause there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We meet back down. Take child's puppy dog or kneeling, or on your back, reverse child's pose. I'm turning my palms towards one another just for a different stretch of those arms if you're in child's pose or puppy. And let's slowly start to rise up. I'm going to thread the needle. So it's not a lot of weight on the hands. It's just there for a moment. You don't even have to put a lot of weight there. So I'm going to show this from this side. Flashing you all. So we enter into quadruped. And again, you don't have to put a lot of weight on that hand to start. We're going to rise up, inhale. Reach right arm up, exhale, swim halfway through. Again, reach up, rise, inhale, halfway through. Last time, we're going to land all the way down. So if you want to block for your head or you need a little extra support for your head, is either landing on the floor or you can bring your left hand around to catch the head. Your head is on the floor. Some people like to reach forward. That's never felt good for me, but you're welcome to try that. One more breath. You're going to use your left hand to give you a boost back up and swing that right arm back and up again. Inhale. Exhale, meet back at the ground. Okay. Same thing, other side. In breath. Halfway through out. One more halfway before we go all the way. Last one up. Go all the way through this time. You're resting on that left shoulder, left outer arm, and your head could be resting on a block or your other hand, or maybe you like to reach that right arm forward. That's good today, but I think I'm going to drop down. Figure out this last time, but you can slide your hips over a little bit to the left and see if that gives you a deeper, comfortable sensation. If it doesn't, go back. One more breath. And then it's back to center. Take that right hand to give you a boost back up, and you're going to inhale that left arm up again. And if it doesn't feel good, just have it on your hip. Sorry, I didn't get that in. intro before. All right. Let's come off of our hands and knees and join me in standing. Grab your strap to start with. Meet me with a little wide stance. I am out to the wide side of the mat. Sorry, not the wide side, just the outer sides. Here we go. Maybe 3 or 4 times. In breath. Out breath. Just to give you that viewpoint from this side that the spine isn't creating a lot of motion. My head isn't thrusting forward. Back down, come back and meet me all the way at the very top. Like you're holding on to a stick. In breath, we're going to out breath off to one side, gaze down that direction. Inhale to the top and exhale off the other direction. Always keep those elbows a little bit bent for ease on the shoulders. Last one. Meet at the top, release. I'm going to take the hands back behind and just without the forward fold today, you can certainly do it if you want. So normally this is the one where we go forward, but I'm just going to stay tall. And we're going to pull on the strap, open up the shoulders for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, release. 2 more. Kind of rolling the shoulders open as we come back. Last one. Alright, let's let go of the strap for a moment. I'm going to bring the blocks in if you have them. If you don't have them, that's okay. You can certainly go without. The blocks are going to be at the top of your mat space. Face those blocks, feet about hip width apart. I'm going to ask you to pick up your toes and spread them out to the best of their ability. Send the pinky down and then drag the other toes to the center. Palms are facing forward, thighs are pressing outward, so very strong mountain here. Keep that energy floating outward and just stop the rise up when the shoulders don't agree with it anymore. Maybe lift up onto the toes. You can always have your hands here in the center in prayer if that feels better for your shoulders. You can imagine wearing high heels. Maybe a reason why I don't. All right, heels back down, arms floating back down. Bend those knees, hinge at the hips. We're heading down towards those blocks if you got them. We're going to rise halfway up, so flattening the back. Hands can come to the blocks or your thighs. And then we're going to take it back down. I'm going to stop at the blocks in a half forward fold, but you can certainly round forward if you know that's okay for your back and other parts of you. I'm going to rock a bit side to side. Relax the head. One more breath. Let's bend the knees if they're not already. Hands to the lower part of the thighs, and then exhale, you're going to rise back up. Send the arms outward and upward. Rise to the toes. Put on your high heels. And then float it back down. Meet me in mountain. One breath. This time we're going to float through a chair pose to get to that same forward fold. In breath, we rise. Out breath. Float back down. Chair pose with the arms back behind. Palms maybe facing one another. Almost like you're trying to press a ball between your hands. Send those arms forward, make your way down, forward fold. Halfway up, inhale. Exhale, find your way back down. You might be at the floor, you might be at the lower side of your blocks if you're using them, or you might be at your shin. All good. Rock those hips a bit side to side. Bend those knees, hands to those thighs. Exhale to rise up, nice flat back. Continue to extend towards the sky. Again, keep the hands in prayer if the shoulders aren't having this. Meet me back in mountain, one breath. One more version this time. The chair pose is going to be traditional with the arms forward. So here we go. Float it up. Put your high heels on. Send it back down. Sit the hips back. We're swinging the arms forward. Let's turn the palms up if that feels okay. One more breath. Inhale, exhale, send it down. Halfway up. Find your way down. And practicing with me long enough for those that know flat backs are best for those healthy bones. That's not a concern of yours. You're welcome to just roll down. Take a breath in. Out breath, hands to thighs. Inhale, exhale, we rise up slow. Continue that rise up onto the toes. And we meet back down, mountain pose, one breath. All right. We're gonna stay here. I'm gonna keep my blocks right there. I'll take the weight onto your left foot. And again, free spread those toes again so you've got balance in your big toe, your outer toe, and your heel. We'll toe plant or lift the right leg. Just notice, are you putting weight into that heel that's going to send your back that way, or can you be a little bit more midfoot? You're going to take a step back to that with that right leg. Maybe one or two steps back. So allow the back heel to come off if that feels okay. Okay, so we're going to inhale, reach through the toes, exhale, plant down through that heel. Okay, so we're going to let the arms go. We got two more. So we're going to reach the arms to parallel, palms up. Exhale down. Last one. Okay, go ahead and straighten that front leg, bring the back heel down. Let's reach those arms forward, palms reaching up, and we're going to bend in as we offer forward. Good, pause, and then we're going to take it down to those blocks or to your shin. Coming forward, I'm going to slide the blocks back so that they're roughly surrounding my front foot, but that my left foot is more towards the left block. That makes sense? We're going to straighten that front leg on the in-breath. Bend it on the exhale. You can always be up at your thigh if those blocks are quite low. Next time the leg goes towards straight, you're going to pause there. Back hip snugs forward a little bit. Front hip snugs back a little bit. Press through the toes of the back foot and hyperextend my back leg a little. One more breath. Where's the ease? We're going to bend into that front knee. Release those arms forward, palms up. And slide back just where we started. Okay, and we're going to step that right leg forward towards the front. And either toe plant or lift that right leg again. We're back to that balance. All right. Feet planted, shake it off. Go through one side, got another to go. Find me in mountain. Find me in mountain. Find you in mountain. One breath. All right. You're going to spread the toes of your right foot this time. So you're balanced on the outer toe, the big toe, and your heel to toe plant or lift your left foot. Again, if you're more heel planted, you're going to have that backward lean. Oops, try to come back to that midfoot. All right, we're going to step back with that left foot. Maybe a step. Ooh, and another step. And stay on the hips. We're going to push off onto that toe as you lift the heel. Up, rest, drop it back. One more before the arms come in. Next time we release the arms. Bring the arms back down, straighten the front leg. Forgot where we went here. So we're going to bend in, reach the arms up, palms are facing. We're going to lean in. This is where we went. If I'm forgetting something, forgive me. Good. And then we're going to find our way down towards those blocks or your thigh. So again, the blocks are roughly surrounding your front foot, but your right foot is more towards the right block. On the in-breath, straightening the front leg, and on the out-breath, bending it. A higher stance if that would feel more suitable, comfortable, nourishing. And the next time we go towards straight, meaning it doesn't have to be straight today or ever, we're going to pause there. So back hip hugs forward, front hips next back. Back of your neck. One more breath. To come out, we're going to bend that front knee, release the arms with the palms up. Slowly rise back. Hands to hips. We're going to step forward onto that front leg until you're either toe planting or lifting the left again. Right, feet back. Make any little adjustments. Both feet on the ground now. Mountain pose, one breath. Strong legs pressing outward. Do that similar series to get down to our blocks again. I'm just going to very, very fast forward, because this is eventually where we're going. Okay, to our warrior three with our arms down. And then from there, if you want to reach one arm forward for that extra bit of balance work, you can. So, but don't rush there, because we're going to get there all together. So I'm just letting you know in case you don't want to go that low and you want to be up on something higher, like a chair or a table. All right, remember where we started. Let's come back. We're going to start with our left foot this time again to balance out. Toe plant or lift the right. Step back that right foot. So let's come in. We're going to heel or come off the toe, sorry, the heel, off the heel. Onto the toes, we reach forward, palms are up. Keeping the arms there, send the heel back. Offer forward, nice flat back, hands to blocks or the surface that you're using. Straighten the leg, front leg for a breath. Bend in again. If you've got those blocks, they're coming about a foot or so forward. So that when you take your back leg off, your hands are right under your shoulder. So, plural. That right hip bone is heading towards the floor rather than lifting it up towards the sky. Stay for as many breaths as you can. I'm trying for maybe 5 breaths. Always come down whenever you want. And I can add that one, but I don't really have room to lift use my bookshelf here. You could lift the right arm forward if you want to move back to your challenge. One more breath. Woo. Bend the standing leg, bring the other one down to meet it. Forward fold, exhale. Bend those knees, arms airplane back. Chair pose, low chair. Exhale to rise up. Inhale, extend that mountain up maybe to the toes. And then we meet back, mountain pose. Full breath in and out. Right, fantastic. I hope you're still with me. And let's head to the other side. So I'm going to shift those blocks back. So alignment. Or your stable surface. Align yourself, your right foot. It's going to be your planter now. Toe plant or lift the left. Alright, we're going to step back that left foot. Let's reach the arms forward, palms are up. You're up onto the toes of that back foot. Exhale, press it back down. Inhale, lean in. Exhale, hands to the blocks or the surface that you're using for this. Straighten the front leg, inhale. Exhale, bend in, take the blocks of the surface forward so your hands are right under your shoulders when you take that leap off. What happens if you flex the back heel or point it? Does it make a difference? And if you feel balanced and you want to try to lift your left arm forward, you're welcome to. Have a lot of space here. Whatever ease you can, and that might just be putting your foot back down. That's okay too. One more breath if you're still with me. Bend that standing leg, bring the other one down to meet it. Forward fold, exhale. Bending those knees, we're back to airplane arms, chair pose. Exhale, rise up. Continue that float up to the sky, extended mountain or in prayer position. Heels come back down. One breath, active mountain. Fantastic. Still with me. Let's start to make our way down to sitting. So just come right down. Anything funky to get there. Long sitting with your feet out in front of you. I've got a blanket popped under my hips just to give me a little bit of an advantage of a lift. You might want to do the same. Lean it down there. We're going to meet with our legs out in front. Heels pressing away. You're going to splay your toes out. Fan. Hands are going to come down beside you with your fingers also splayed out. We're going to press the floor away from you. To lift your chest. In breath. Out breath, let the toes curl forward, let your shoulders curl forward. In breath, reverse the motion, splay the toes, press the floor away from you. 2 more. Last one, we hold here, splay the toes, press the floor away from you, chest rising. All right, find ease. We're going to slide your right knee in, send your left leg out, and let the right knee, I want to call it flop over, but roll out. You might want a pillow or a block underneath that right leg. You may be okay without. I'm gonna go without the strap, but yeah, so let's start here. You're gonna have your hands in front to push the floor away from you to get a little bit of a lift. And then we're gonna start to crawl that left hand out towards your left leg. You might be able to grab your first big toe, maybe nowhere near it. Take your left hand to your lower, right hand to your lower left rib cage. Start to open it out to the right. Reach that right arm out, up, and over. I'm actually going to bend my elbow. You might want to do this too. Not only will your head love you, but a little tricep stretch perhaps in that right side. Breath, breathe into your right side heels. And exhale, we'll release, reverse the motion. Send those legs out in front again. A little shake off. Right, bend in, left knee. Take your right leg out. Let the left knee roll out. Use any supports that you might want. Hands out in front, fingertips down, so give a little press up. And you're going to start to walk those right fingertips out towards your right leg. You might be at your foot, you might be nowhere near it. Left hand in the lower right rib cage. Sweep it open. Extend that arm. You can also very well have that hand on the hip or thigh. If you did the head support last time, you want to do that here, you may. Still reaching through. Right heel, left side. One more breath into those left side gills. And let's release the motion. Bring those legs back in. Give a little shake out. All right, we're going to find our way onto your back. Just a little shin hug in there. Maybe you want one too. Breath in and out. All right. We're going to be doing our supported shoulder stand. So if you want to have your block available, or maybe a pillow, or maybe you're going to go without. But just nothing heavy underneath your head. Alright, so we'll place that block or pillow, or you can go without, underneath your sacrum. Just kind of give your hips a little bit of a lift. Alright, shoulders back, palms down. We're going to exhale one knee up, exhale the other knee up. Let your sacrum drop into that surface that you're on. And if you'd like, reach those legs to the sky. I'm just going to do an energetic reach, pressing the floor away from you, lifting through those heels. And then I'm going to let that go. Just like you're suspended in water, that your legs were just reaching and floating. Belly rising and falling. You're suspended in air. Right this way. And one more breath. feet dangle. When you're ready, exhale one foot back to the floor. Exhale the next one back down to the floor. Take that block out from under. Knees to chest. Maybe open knee wide. Rocking side to side. So we're going to go into that bow and arrow like we did Tuesday. So you're going to keep your right knee closed in and then take your left hand behind your left thigh as you start to reach that left leg out. Show this from the other side. You can have something under your head, by the way, if you want it right now. You might be able to grab your toes and you want to do it that way, that's okay too. And that left knee back in and take the right hand to that back of the right thigh as you start to stretch that leg out. And then we'll take both hands to the backs of those thighs and reach both heels out. Relax your shoulders. Maybe point the toes. Point and flex. Reach the heels. Help those legs back up to the sky. Leg stretch. Maybe arms up overhead. Maybe a happy human if you'd like. Either grab the outside of the feet with the elbows on the inside or grab the first big toe, or maybe it feels better on the outside. Okay, and if there's anything your body would like to do before we head into relaxation, please use this little free playtime. This actually feels quite nice. I've not done it this way before. Kind of a very high butterfly with just the toes together, and pressing the elbows into the legs. You could do butterfly or windshield wipers or pigeon on the back with a needle on your back. If you're ready for Shavasana, your choice. You can certainly keep moving. It's always your practice. If you're ready to join into Shavasana or some form of relaxation, just for a couple minutes. You know, it's not too long in these online versions. Take advantage of the quiet moment that you've already set aside for yourself today. Might feel like that extra minute gives you a lot of extra time, but this might just be the thing that you need. Inviting you to close the eyes or keep them open in a steady gaze. Let's let go of thinking muscles, consciously smoothing out the skin of the forehead. Let the wave continue to the space between your eyes. Soften, broaden. Eyes are heavy, out to the temples. Join to the jaw. Space between the teeth. Shoulder blades just settle a little heavier on the surface below you. Find your anchor that's going to bring you back every time your thoughts train tries to derail you. Your anchor might be the breath. Your anchor might be a bird chirping outside. Because you got nowhere to be, nothing to do. This time, this space is yours. Next breath, becoming a bit more conscious, a bit deeper. Can you fill the belly, send it to the middle, to the heart space? And a slow, steady exhale. You're probably already starting your mindful movement, but if you're not, go ahead and begin. Maybe wrists or ankles, fingers or toes, rocking the head. Maybe a cat stretch or a dog stretch before you bring your knees to your chest. Yourself ahead, travel to one side. Pause to recall your intention wherever you might be. How will you show up today? Find a place back to sitting or stay on the floor if you'd like. We'll be back in either this Virasana or Vajrasana, kneeling, or an easy seated pose, cross-legged. The mudra this week has been Dharma Dhatu or Dhyana mudra, which is that common one, cosmic mudra that the Zen Buddhists use. Right hand is palm up, left hand palm up with the hands touching. And then you're going to create that little archway of the thumbs. It's a very common Buddhist mudra that you'll see in many of the statues. Shoulders out of your ears, elbows out. It's thought to be a mudra of the purified mind, it's free of conditioning. Meant to meet all doshas, constitutions, elements, chakras. Allow the eyes to close or keep them open. We're going to find that breath practice we found at the very beginning. 3 breaths, that's it. 4 counts in, gap in the 2, 2 in the gap, 4 counts out, 2 in the gap. After your next exhale, you may let go of Dhyana mudra. Palms might come together into Anjali, or one hand over the other, Vajrayana. Bowing to that place within you where you recognize gratitude. What's one more thing in your life to be grateful for today? And by offering that gratitude beyond the walls that you're in, whatever got you here this morning, thank you. Palms coming down towards the center, holding on to that gratitude real close, at least for the rest of the day. I'll Om us out. If you want to join in, please feel free to practice. Full breath in, or slow breath in. Slow breath out. And a slow breath into Om. We breathe in. And we breathe out. Namaste. The spirit in me honors the spirit in each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. All right, peace in,